Whether you are a new cake artist or you've been decorating for years, it is so easy to overspend on tools, supplies, and gadgets. In this episode, we'll explore why keeping track of what you have and what you really need is critical to grow a profitable, sustainable cake business. Hello, my sweet friend. I am Cristina Arevalo, cake business productivity coach and podcaster. I help cake makers like you manage your business productively and with ease, taking control of your time and workflow to avoid stress and burnt out. I offer personalized strategies and supportive community to help you stay organized, productive, and in charge of your success. Your cake business should bring you joy, not stress. I'm here to help you build an efficient, successful, and sustainable business without feeling overwhelmed and burned out. With the right planning, strategies, and mindset, you can reach your goals, stay organized, and enjoy the journey. Let's make your cake business work for you, not the other way around. Well, hello, my sweet friends, and welcome to another episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Christina here, super happy to be back another Tuesday here from Lisbon, Portugal. Today's episode is part of the business management episodes we've been doing since the month of June. Now, today is about actually, I think I've never talked about this topic in 3 years on the podcast, but I mean, it only takes a little glimpse of our cake drawers, cake closets, I don't know how you call it, shelves and boxes that we have to know that we love a new cutter. We love a new gadget. We love a new tool. Even though we have it, we like just one more. Maybe this one is going to do something different than the previous one didn't have. And there's so many products out there, so many things that when you look at them, you're like, oh, I need that. I need that for my cake business. The thing is, do we keep inventory of everything we have? Do we have everything we need? Or do we need everything that we already have? Ugh, so many questions. But anyway, that's what today's episode is about. You do not need to overspend, or as the title said, stop overspending, because the key of a profitable business is not to bleed out money on little things that you might actually don't need. Um, Nothing against the amazing amount of products that we have out there, but try them out and see the variety they have and stick to the ones that you actually not only need but the ones that work for you. There's so many tools out there that they're really good, but because of the way you work, because of the way you do things, maybe some of them are more suitable for your style of working than others. So you don't need to have them all, and that's what the manufacturers of those tools actually make you believe. You need this one in order for your cake to look like this. Maybe you don't, maybe you do, I don't know. This is today's episode is not about questioning the tools out there, or questioning the producers of those tools. What do I keep saying? Producers, the manufacturers of those tools. This episode is about questioning, why do we keep buying them? Why do we keep buying stuff that we actually don't need? And our business is bleeding out money. So don't go anywhere, because this episode is about to start. Hi there. If you like this podcast and enjoy this episode, there's only one thing I ask from you. Please follow this podcast, download this episode, and leave me a started review in any of your favorite podcast platforms where you're listening to this show now. This way, the algorithm will show the podcast to more cake artists who will benefit from, and you'll be helping me grow this show. And don't forget to share it on social media and tag me, and I'll gladly follow you back. I would love to hear what you have to say. Leave me a comment on Spotify or answer any of the questions and polls on the episode. Let me invite you to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok as the Art Cake Coach, or follow the links on the show notes to find out more ways to stay connected. Visit www.theartcakecoach.com for more. Hello, my sweet friends. So, today is all about inventory management. Why? Why do we need inventory management and why does that matter? Do I have to spell it to you? Probably. But because, in our heads, we're like, oh, no, no, I have everything we need. I don't have anything more or less. Um, everything is exactly where it needs to be. But when you open that drawer, or when you open that box, or when you look into those shelves, you're like, oh my god, how much money have you ever wondered how much money do you have in tools and gadgets and stuff? I mean, I've been doing this for 17 years. I have quite the budget in there. Quite the budget. So, my friends, why inventory management matters. First of all, financial clarity. When you don't keep track of your inventory, you end up buying duplicates, overspending, and losing money that you could invest elsewhere, like marketing, like education, taking new classes, new courses, or even on better ingredients. Maybe on a better, I don't know, light for you to work, maybe on a coaching, maybe in so many things that you could be spending. So, number one of why this matter is financial clarity. Number two will be the organization and the efficiency. I know there's some cake artists out there who have systems like stickers, drawers with, I mean, they have everything organized, and I applaud you. I do have my stuff. I mean, you know, I do management. I do everything effective. So I do keep track of everything that I have. I have it in certain boxes, depending on what it is transparent boxes with a label with everything that is in there. What could happen, and this happens to me, especially when I am in my creative zone, is that I start taking things out, and then when I'm gonna put them back in, because I'm tired, or I throw them in the dishwasher or wash them by hand, depending on the thing or on the tool, and just left them to dry or whatever. It takes me time to put them back where they belong, so they get in some sort of limbo for a few days. Could be in the top of my desk, or it could be in a big box with a bunch of stuff. I don't know, but keeping things organized and with an efficient method of organization is key. It saves you a lot of time. It saves you a lot of overspending because you think you don't have it because you cannot find it. You go buy another one, and then ta-da, that rolling pin that you bought again appears. So that could happen. Knowing exactly what you have saves you time, saves you money, is now more digging through drawers or last minute runs to the store, because at the end of the day, that's going to take time and money away from your business. Another reason why inventory matters is because of it looks professional. Running a business means treating it seriously. When you have a clear inventory system, it shows that you're organized and that you are reliable. And I don't have that reason here, but I'm going to give you a fourth one. It looks pretty. Yes. Your space looks tidier, it looks inviting. Doesn't it happen? The other day, I did a deep cleansing in my studio here. I had to say goodbye to a few of my creations because they start to deteriorate. And even though I do have feelings for each one of them, sometimes you just have to say goodbye. Sometimes I save, for example, the dummies, if I can reuse them, maybe the dummies, maybe some flowers, some details that I can save for future endeavors or future projects. I don't know, but I'm not going to say every month. I don't do this every month. Maybe twice a year. I do a deep cleaning of all of my space here, a few things go into the trash, and I take my time to actually go to the the validation date or the expiration date of few things, organize the colors, the gels. 2 years ago I bought all of the white color gel, dust, you name it, all of the white coloring that I could find on Cake International. And because it started to be hard to look for them here in Europe because of one of the ingredients was banned by the European Union. So, like, like the Wilton white, all of that was like gone. So I bought as much as I could in at Cake International. That was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, and I still have some that are not open yet. So of course I have to check that I cannot serve that to anyone. That is strictly for maybe magazine projects or collaborations that nobody's going to eat. But I have to keep track of things. And when you get organized and you organize everything so neat and beautiful, doesn't you? I mean, first of all, it looks so cool. And second, you just want to start working again. When you see everything organized, like, oh, now I want to do something. I want to create something. I don't know if that happens to you. It happens to me since I was a kid. I don't know if you remember cleaning up your room and then wanting to play with your toys. So it's something like that. I cleaned this room, my studio, and then I want to play with all my toys. And I realized that I have more toys than I actually need. So all of these reasons is why inventory management matters when it comes to all of the tools, the gadgets, and the little things that you have in your office, in your space, in your studio, or even in your kitchen. I used to work from my kitchen for a long time. So it was all of the things that I mentioned before, plus the household, you know, kitchen stuff like the plates, all of the things that you have in a kitchen for a family of four, plus my cake stuff. So it was kind of overwhelming, and I really had to keep track of everything that I had. Now, let's talk about the trap of the gadget overload. Um, why we overspend. A new gadget always feels exciting. It's like a dopamine hit. It's like buying that new shoe or that new bag. But of course, for cake artists or for cake decorators, we don't need a new shoe, we don't need a new bag, but we always need a new tool. But every extra cutter or every extra tool adds up from your business bank account. So uh, it's I mean, is it something that we really think about when we buy them, or we say, let me guess, because I've been there. Oh, I deserve it. I work so hard. I make money. My business could benefit from it. Of course, I deserve a new rolling pin with Christmas figurines on it that I will probably use once a year. Yay. But I do need it and I do deserve it. And that's where we go and buy the things that, yes, they're amazing, they're pretty, they're cute, but if you're just starting out and if you don't have the budget to spend, because you could organize your business in a way that you will have an extra put aside every month. So when it comes to like Cake International and you have all these amazing products there to buy, you will have a budget allocated for that. And it's not going to come out of your business money. I mean, your business money, money that you're going to use for other things or that you need maybe to pay, I don't know, electricity, bills, rent. I don't know what you pay in your studio, but things that you have to pay every month. Or you put it on your house credit card. I know, we've all been there. It's not just you, honey, sweetie, sweet friend. It's not just you. We all been there. But think about it, because when you start doing the math and things start to add up, it's like, oops, okay, I need to control my spendings here. We convince ourselves that this one tool will make us more successful, will make our cakes prettier, will make us, this is it. This is the one that's going to make me psh. Or even now with social media. No, social media's been around for a while, Christina. But anyway, with social media, everybody feels that they're influencers. And if I buy the tool and if I promote the tool online, if I tag the tool, I will get, I will benefit from it because I will get the followers of the tool. Maybe the business will notice me and I'll be famous. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And you keep buying stuff that you might not need. So um, you really have to go back to basics. And if you're starting, because again, if you already have your business set for a long time, and like I said, I've been doing this for 17 years, and I can say one thing. Maybe the first 5 years, I was just buying stuff. Then you hit a sort of a plateau, and you're like, okay, because of the things that the cakes that you start making are so some more or less a niche kind of cake, like you know what it is, you start questioning if you actually need it. And when it comes to later in the game, you're like, no, I actually don't need it. I'm not going to use it. So why would I? And that happens with classes, that happens with tools, that happens with so many things. But if you're starting out and you think that you need it all, you don't. The basics are enough. Okay. So don't stress yourself. You don't need to keep buying stuff. You need to figure it out your business first. You need to figure out what you do, your niche, your product, and then you start buying stuff. So go with the basics. Just ask yourself, what do I need to make this cake? Need. What do I need to make this cake? Create a specific product, create a basic, not a basic design, create a base design, a specific product, make a list of all of the things you need and work with that. What I used to do is if I had a project that required a tool that I didn't have, then I will buy that tool. But always thinking, can I do it in a different way that I don't need the tool? Or is this tool going to be used again in other projects? So, you know, as I needed it, like I wouldn't buy all of the colors of the gel colors that are out there. No, I will buy the colors that I need. Of course, after 17 years in the business, and I do work with a brand of food coloring, I have boxes of full coloring. But yes, it's not that I used to buy the whole pack with everything. No, just the color that I needed. And calculate that in the cost of your cakes, of course. Um, some common examples of the overload are: instead of the piping tips that you need, you buy 20 types of piping tips that you rarely use because you want to have them all. You want to have the option. Well, if, again, each business is each business. I'm not here to tell you how to, well, yes, I'm here to tell you how to run your business, but that depends on each one of your cases. Um, if you start with the budget that is allocated for that, and you know that that is going to bring a return on your investment, go for it. Buy the 20 types of piping tips. But if you're just starting out like we all started from our kitchen, baking cakes for our kids and their friends, don't. You don't need all of them. Just as you are going to need them through the time and the years, you will keep buying and you will create that beautiful collection of piping tips. Or maybe cake scrapers. Like you have 10 of the same. I do have so many. I do have to, but I have to be honest. I think I bought two. The rest have been gifts because people assume that I need more and they keep buying to me. Silicone molds that collect dust. But I don't use silicone molds. I never got along with silicone molds. So for me, it was always tin molds for my cakes. But I do have a lot of them. I do. I do have a lot of them. And again, people's like, oh, Christina's birthday. Let's give them a new tin. Yeah, that's what happened. Um, but however, for example, round 20 centimeters cake tins. I would, that's the size of cakes that I will sell the most. So I had four of those. Why four? Because I could bake two each time in my oven, my house oven. I could bake two of them each time. So I had two to be at the oven while I was making the other two to be ready. When one come out, the other came in. And, I just keep the production going. So it was easier for me to work. But for example, I have the whole set of hexagonal molds from Wilton, the wedding hexagonal mold. Nobody does hexagonal cakes anymore, like nobody. And they're not too tall, so I had to bake like two of each to make a taller cake. I think I've used it maybe twice in 17 years. That's it. But when I started, it's like, well, I need all the will to molds that I can have, and no, I didn't. So shift your mindset shift your mindset to, you don't need everything in order to start, first of all. Second, your talent and your creativity matter more than a fancy gadget, because that's actually going to be the constant in your business. Your creativity and your talent, not the teens. Nowadays, the cakes are different. People are going for buttercream, for ganache, and now you have these great tools like, what is the name of that tool that I just saw? The one that you pipe the buttercream in it, and then it sets and it's all covered. It's beautiful. Then you like, I don't remember the name, but anyway, and that is great, and it's not cheap, but it's so good. So if that's the kind of cake you make and that's the kind of cake your client wants, maybe you would invest in one or two of those. But in my case, I do sugar paste, so why would I buy them? And I don't do cakes anymore, but anyway, I used to do paste cakes, so why would I spend on that? So think about that. You are the constant on your cake business, and your talent and your creativity, not the fancy gadget. You don't need them all. And if you're starting out, just plan very careful what you need in order to spend your money on gadgets and tools. Now, don't go anywhere, because when we come back, I'm going to share with you how to do an inventory audit to really know what you have in your kitchen and what do you really need. So don't go anywhere. We love Seracino, and we love its digital magazine. Seracino's free monthly magazine, We Love Pastry, is a monthly digital magazine bursting with absolutely incredible, easy to follow, and unique cake tutorials created by very talented artists from around the globe. Interesting interviews and blogs. You can also win products worth £50 and much more. You have cake tutorials, product information, cake events, cake collaboration, and you name it. Don't miss the free digital magazine every month by clicking in the link on the description of this episode. Thank you, We Love Pastry, for sponsoring today's episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Hello, my sweet friends, and welcome back to this episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast, where we talk about the trap of the gadget overload. And do we overspend on little gadgets, tools, and, stuff for our cake business? Cutters. So many cutters is amazing. It's just crazy how many cutters we can have in one drawer. Do you have like I think I have like four round cutters of the same size in like seven different sizes, because usually when you they're usually come in sets, so it's crazy. But I told you the previous part that we was going to help you um, do an inventory audit of everything that you have. So the first step that you have to do is make a master list. I know it's going to take you time. So take your time. Take your time and do it in a day that you can spare a lot of hours for that. Okay, write down every tool, cutter, mold, and supply that you have, that you own. I want you to write it down. Do it like in a column. Okay, you can do it a spreadsheet. You can do it on just a piece of paper. Guys, keep it simple. Okay, I'm here to keep it simple. Piece of paper. Then next to it, I want you to write down what you actually use regularly from all of that list. You will be surprised. Okay, so that's the step number one. Write down everything and note down what you actually use regularly. Just put an X or a check mark next to it. Okay. Then we're going to go to the second step, which is sort and purge. Yes, we're going to do a cleansing. We're going to go all Mary Kondo with our stuff. So I want you to keep the essentials and the high use items. Keep them, organize them, put them in a nice box or drawer, label them, clean them, you know, make it nice and neat. What you have that you don't use, that you haven't used over a year, I want you to do two things. Either of two things. Sell them or donate them. Okay? There's so many for example, I know so many kids who watch this cake shows and cake competitions, and they dream of creating stuff, but they're kids. They don't have the tools. The parents maybe don't take them seriously, or they just can't afford to give them tools. Um, donate them to some of those kids. You never know. Actually, this is a great idea. We should do something with this. But anyway, um, maybe you do it. Maybe you do it and I'll support you. A way that we could donate our tools for kids who want to start baking. We need new blood in our cake industry. We need a new generation of cake decorators and bakers. Maybe this could be the way to incentivize them. I don't know. I know it sounds hard. If you have a tool that is really good and you think you could sell it for a fair price and maybe get some money back, do it. Just do it. Okay. I know sorry, I know that there was an episode on Adventures on Cakeland podcast with Yvonne. It was about a lady who had I don't know if it's an app or I don't know if it's an app or website or something to repurpose or sell tools that we don't use. I'm going to find that out and maybe share them later with you on social media, because I just remember that and that could be a great thing to do. So, step number one, going back, make a list, a master list, and note down what you actually use. Step number two, sort and purge. Keep the essential and the high use items. Donate or sell what you don't use. Step number three, track supplies monthly. Ingredients, of course, you have to do it. If you haven't done it, that's cake business management 101. You have to keep track of the ingredients that you use, like a spreadsheet or an inventory app to track quantities and expire dates. Okay, if you're not doing that, just start doing it right now, because this is basic cake business 101. Like, you have to do it. About the tools, note when they need replacement, maintenance, or keep track of how many times a year do you use them. Um, I do have a special I do have a special love for certain tools that have been with me since the beginning. And I know one or two of those need replacement, but I just can't, because I'm attached to them. But I do keep a spare one in case that one just stopped functioning. Like, for example, my first oldest dressing tool. I love that one. That's the one I like. It's like my sixth finger in my hand. So, but I do keep another one just in case, just in case. But keep track of your tools if they need replacement or if they need maintenance. After you do that audit, you're going to realize, if you want to go further, just add up how much money you have sitting there and not using it. I recommend you to do it because it's going to be a wake up call to see how much money you have spent on things that you're actually either not using or throwing into the garbage because, it's not happening. Think about donating them or selling them, but also think about where could you be spending that money instead of keep buying new things that you're not going to use. So maybe instead of spending hundreds of dollars in new gadgets and in new tools, consider investing in maybe professional photography for your cakes. That could be something interesting, or marketing and advertisement for your business that will bring new customers. Think of investing in maybe online classes or coaching with me. Or a coaching tool that can help you manage your business. Maybe on a system that will make your business run easier, like an app or a better website. Think about all of the things you could be missing out because you keep buying cookie cutters. So I have a challenge for you this week, guys. I want you to schedule 1 hour, 1 hour, could be during the week, 1 hour, to do a quick inventory audit. Quick, okay? Just go to the drawers that you use the list, and open them and check what you have in there, okay? And I want you to pick 3 items that you can either donate or sell. Decide on one area where you will invest the money you save, maybe a new website, maybe a branding package or education. The money that those tools cost you are equal to what? To a new class, to an improvement on your website, to buying more space for your email marketing. I don't know, whatever it is. Okay. But I want you to take action and to really think about the things that are sitting in your kitchen or in your studio that you're not using and they're taking away space and money from your business. Think about that. And when we come back, I'm going to say goodbye and I'm going to invite you to something very special that I have prepared for you. What about extra special content just for you? Audio classes, downloadable templates and PDFs, and ready to use information that will actually create results on your cake business. And all of this for less than one monthly coffee? Let me invite you to subscribe to the Art Cake Coach subscription channel with exclusive content delivered to you every month. Have access to audio classes and workshops on goal setting, time management, social media, posting, pricing, mindset, and teaching for only $2.99 a month. That's $2.99 a month. It can be yours. Follow the links to the subscription platform on the description of this episode, and with a little investment, find essential tools to start a solid business strategy and coach you for success. Thank you for being part of the Art Cake Coach family. Well, my sweet friends, so I have to be honest, after everything that I have shared with you, even I want to go and do another audit of all of the drawers that I have. And yes, I have, even though I don't do it anymore because as your business grow, you don't uh, and as you take your business more seriously, you don't overspend on things that you don't need. That usually happens when you're starting out, or if you're not sure of what you're doing. But I have to be honest. We all do have tools and things that we buy because we think we need to have them, and then we don't use it. So ask yourself twice before you invest, especially if it's something that requires more than 50 euros dollars pounds, or more than 150 euros dollars or pounds, and that you could be using that money in other things, or even on yourself, on your self improvement, education about business, better website, better pictures. So um if you love creating systems, if you love organizing your business, if you would love to have an organized business, I want to invite you to my upcoming webinar that is going to be on August 4th, 5th, and 6th of this year, I am organizing this free webinar called Mastering the Business Side of Cake. Why? Because, like I said, my friends, I've been dedicating this past 2 months to this topic because I know how difficult it is, especially if you're starting out or your business is recently and new, or you don't treat your cake business as a business. You're probably overwhelmed with all of the things you have to do. It's like a new thing every time. Like, well, now I have to think about, I don't know, I have to think about admin time. And now I have to think about time management. Now I have to think about social media. And now I have to think about calling clients. And now I have to think about keeping track of stuff. It's too much. I know it's too much. And it sounds like a lot, but it's not that hard. And there is an easy way to do it. But you're not going to know what you need until you face the beast in the face. You see it in the eye and you realize, this is where I'm standing with my business. This is where I need more help. Maybe you're thinking the next thing to do is to hire somebody to help you do reels. But actually, what you really need to do is to set up a good base on business management. Maybe you think that what you need is a new tool or is a new gadget in order to create bigger, taller cakes, when actually what you need to do is to know your audience to see if your target audience and your niche actually needs or wants tall cakes or not. So, where do your business stand? And that's where we're going to figure it out with this free webinar. Day one is going to be dedicated about you, self-worth, community, your business. Why are you starting your business? What do you want from your business? If you're not sure, we're going to go back to basics, from idea to profit. We're going to go to what your business actually need. Then in the second day, we're going to go business management tips, time management, organizing your business. In day three is going to be all about making the money, because that's is not a business if you're not making money, right? So we're going to work on money mindset. We're going to work on pricing. We're going to work on keeping track of spends. All of that is going to be on day three. And if you feel like you need that extra push, there is a VIP ticket that is going to grant you access to Q&A questions after Q&A sessions after each class. So we have the whole class, and then you stay with me face to face and you ask me all of the questions that you need to ask about what we talk about on each of the days. And in the fourth day, we're going to work everything AI, how you can use artificial intelligence, AI, ChatGPT, even the free version. You don't need to go and pay for the extra version or whatever version. I do not pay for that. I use the free version, and how you can train your ChatGPT or your AI to understand you, to know who you are, who you talk to, what's your voice, what's your target audience. You're going to walk away with prompts that you can use for niche, for target audience, for business management, for business plan, for all of that, even for social media. I'm going to share with you how AI can make your business run your business with ease and zero stress. It is what's coming, and I really want you to have that tool on under your belt. I really want you to have that. The VIP ticket is only 5 euros. So 5 euros, you have access for the extra class, you have access to Q&A questions, Q&A sessions, you have access to all the replays of all of the classes just for you, and a special discount on the upcoming membership. All of the links are here in the description of the episode, so go check them out. And if you cannot invest on anything right now, at least enroll on the 3 free days, because those 3 free days, you're going to walk out with a plan, something tangible in your hand. So go and check it out. Now, I really want to thank you for tuning in today. I think this is an episode that we actually need to think about. And if this episode resonated with you, share it with your fellow cake artists. Maybe you have somebody or you know somebody who's drowning in tools and supplies that they don't need and they don't know what to do or how to do it. And remember, less clutter means more clarity and ultimately more profit. So, my sweet friends, I will leave you as I always leave you. Stay safe and stay creative. And I'll see you on the free webinar. Bye bye. Running a cake business doesn't have to be overwhelming. Let me help you take control of your time and workflow so you can run a profitable business without burnout. Book a free discovery call and let's chat about your needs, the needs of your cake business, and find out the best strategy to ensure success. Find links in the description of the episode so you can book a 30-minute free discovery call with me and figure it out the best way to help you. And just remember, in case nobody said this to you today, I do appreciate you and I want you to stay safe and stay creative.